You're listening to Clock Radio Speakers with Armand and Doc.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Clock Radio Speakers. I'm your co-host, Armand Wake Up. You can follow me on all social media at Armand Wake Up. Actually, no, don't follow me on social media. We're not doing that. Join the Patreon.
Yeah.
ClockRadioSpeakers.com. Y'all know where we at. Y'all know where we be at. Doc is here in the building, in the space. What's going on, sir? How you doing? I just asked you that question 20 minutes. I just asked you that question 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. You know. Yeah, man. You could just play Tribe stressed out in the background as I'm talking, or the pre-show.
Hey.
We could find maybe something, like play like the victory instrumental and like put like that puff like filter on my vocals as I'm ranting, like a really,
Oh yeah. And we got to play the dramatic version, like the video version with the opera
drama
singer
version.
and all that stuff.
Yeah.
The drama version. That's right. Boy, Puff was just doing everything in the 90s, and we were like, yeah.
Well,
until we didn't.
No, listen, he was doing everything. We're gonna talk about Puff today. Oh man, I'm doing. You know what? Life is crazy, but I'm happy to be here. We got some news to talk about. We got some music to talk about.
For sure. Yes, we do. Yes,
your
we
man,
do.
your man,
My
J.
man,
Cole. He's
J.
back
Cole.
out there.
He's been
guest
rapping.
appearances. He's rapping. People are loving it.
He is. So we talked about, and this is why I want to talk about, because I think we have a larger conversation. The last episode, we talked about his verse on the A$AP Rocky record, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
I didn't like the verse. But these last two verses, he does a record with T Grizzly. I think it's called Blow for Blow.
Yeah.
It's a good verse, good tempo for him. But this record he does with Daylight, who is a TDE affiliate, by the way. We're going to talk about that. Name of the record is called A Plate of Collard Greens. I can't slander J. Cole and then not give him his flowers. Like, this is great rapping. I feel like he heard what they did to him, what Absol and Daylight did to him on another record, and he was trying to keep up desperately, and he was like, if I get another shot, it's not going down the same way. Right. I think that verse is up there. His Plate of Collard Greens verse is up there with Secret Recipe, just from a technical writing, rapping standpoint. He destroyed that verse. That made me want to rap. I just wanted to shine a spotlight on that. If you haven't heard that verse, if you haven't heard that record, make it your business. If you love hippity hop, rappity rap lyricism, that verse is crazy.
I'll play a little bit.
Yeah.
He goes second.
PIC he making, taken to the fact that we was both stunted like Barnum and Bailey, hard for the baby, but cop out. The pole too low to stop doubting for better. Go. Yeah. The rain is obsolete. Jermaine is out to be celebrated, paraded out in the streets for days, if not for weeks, for bringing us out the bleakest burning pit. My words are slick when it's my turn to kick. I apply pressure like I'm trained to stop a leak. How vain is my belief to say that I could be the greatest.
See, it's interesting, right? He's taking advantage of the fact there's no drums to just sort of like...
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's not... A lot of times when rappers rap on records without drums, they're still rapping as though there are drums.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, it's more of a spoken word flow. That tourniquet, that is crazy. Yeah, I'm great job, Jermaine. I can't even call you Jumanji on that one. Great job, Jermaine. That verse is crazy. But what's interesting to me is that Daylight he clarified, Daylight is not signed to TDE. He is signed directly to Punch, I believe, who runs TDE.
What?
Right? I don't know. Daylight it's weird because Daylight is also a serial liar. He blocked me because I said he was a liar and told people not to pay attention
to
him.
He has a collective called A Room Full of Mirrors.
Okay.
Which...
You talking about Punch?
Yep, that's right.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Okay, A Room Full of Mirrors is like, how do I explain it? Sort of like, it's basically his rap group, right? So like, It's all these
Okay.
people. So it sounds like he's probably signed through Punch in some weird way. I don't know. That sounds like, I bet you what,
Yeah.
that sounds like a terrible deal. That's what that is. I'm sure that's a bad deal,
sure.
Daylight. I'm so sorry.
So, but to me, it's very interesting that Cole is outside and rapping with TD affiliates, given
Mhm.
the circumstances. What are you gonna do?
Okay, so if you're Drake, to bring it back to
Yeah.
everyone's favorite,
Of course,
punching
wouldn't be a
bag.
CRS episode if we didn't talk about him.
Again, we're just going to keep pitching him on the go away for a while plan.
For sure. Because you're not doing the Barbara Walters interview either. Because
No.
we also pitched that, but you're not doing either one of those things.
Go away for a while.
Yep.
But some event that will still take you, maybe like the Grammys, and have like you were going to debut your comeback, like you were going to debut your new song at the something like that, right? You need go away, build up some anticipation, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I don't know. I'm throwing ideas out there, but like just this whole this on social media posting screenshots of Solange, like what are you doing,
Yeah.
man? What are you doing?
Apparently, academic says that is him anticipating some shots coming Sean Coy Carter's way pretty soon. Which
Have fun.
Hey, here's the thing. When was the end? When did Not Like Us come out?
Is that August? Before then?
No, it had to be
it's way before
Hold on.
then.
Let me
Like
see.
May?
I'm pulling up on Apple Music. May 4th, right? Wow. So let's just say the Heart Part 6 comes out May 5th, right? Cinco de Mayo, it's over, right? If Drake doesn't do anything between May and October to your idea, the only thing I would push back against with your idea is that Drake is on record hating Grammys, Billboard. Like he doesn't put a lot of stock in some of that stuff. But you know what he could have done?
What?
A OVO Fest.
Nah.
Do it in October. You have to do it in your space. If you don't do anything from May, you drop the Heart Part 6, you go away, you don't say anything.
Oh, sure.
You come back and announce an OVO Fest or a concert in October in Toronto, and then you just debut and you're like, yo, I just want to do some new records. You just go boom, 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 boom. Also, like, let me remind y'all who I am and start pulling on that legacy bag and just do.
Yeah. He's too far down the rabbit hole for that now, though.
I agree. Yeah, that's over. He can't do that. Yeah, I agree. So
what? He's gonna try to bait Jay?
At this point, I don't even. If I get a Jay-Z, if I get a Jay-Z verse out of it, great, because I've been asking for an album all year. But I don't know. Like the conspiracy theorists got Jay. They think they got Jay on the ropes. So
listen, we got to talk about these conspiracy theories, but let's save that for the end of this particular recording.
Okay.
Because that's going to be sad.
Okay. Okay.
Speaking of Aubrey's favorite rapper. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Yes. No, please. I was waiting on a transition. Nope. You got it.
Aubrey's favorite rapper, one Kendrick Lamar. We haven't talked about Watch the Party Die. Is that what it's called? Can we just call it that?
Technically, yeah. It's called Watch the Party Die.
All right.
Not officially, but technically,
sure.
It's called
Close
Watch
enough.
the Party Die.
Close enough. Released on Instagram like a couple days before I took off and my life got crazy.
Yep.
My reaction when I heard it was basically I thought it was, listen, Kendrick's in his own. I thought it was a good record, but like what I thought was really interesting is how everybody tried to tie it to this larger, like, yeah, man, like things are going to be changing. Cat Williams was right. Puff's coming down. We're tearing the Illuminati down. All the evil celebrities we're going to, and it's like, what are you talking about?
Okay. So that, because I thought, well, here's the thing. I do think the timing of it and what he was talking about was it lended itself to, he didn't see Puff go down and be like, yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I don't think that, honestly, I think that record, and I'm surprised nobody else has said this, that record is response to the negative backlash from the Super Bowl. It's like, let's put some, I need to put something out to, Kendrick loves to control the narrative. You know that Simpsons meme where Smithers is in the back of the garage and it's the shadow and he's smoking a cigarette? That's Kendrick Lamar. He loves to control the narrative from the shadows. The Super Bowl, Lil Wayne, all that was kind of getting away from him. So he releases a song in a similar format to Meet the Grams, and it was just this big boom, right? 616 in LA. It shifted the narrative away from the negative press about Lil Wayne and New Orleans hip hop, and he's had this like such upward trajectory of momentum, and he's the number one rapper right now. The shred of negativity and that people were kind of, it wasn't like this overwhelming resounding yes. I think he's like, I need a record. Let's put a record out. I think it also just so happened that Puff and all those things were happening, and it allows he's able to control it through the audience that's like, yes, what you said.
Yeah, I mean, I think that only a very select amount of very online people were giving any kind of backlash to Kendrick for the Super Bowl.
Sure.
He's fine.
Sure.
Listen, all respect to Wayne. Rock Nation's not putting Wayne up on that NFL stage. No.
I think he'll come out for us. I think he'll come out for a song, a set.
Him coming out for a song would really be, boy, it's a tough move.
Yeah. I think they do like a somewhat Cash Money reunion. You get Juvenile up there, and I think they bring out Master P. Like I really do believe they do a small sliver of New Orleans. I really do. I really do. But it'll still be the Kendrick Lamar show.
Yeah. Well, how did you feel about Watch the Party?
It was a cool record that I never need to hear again. At this point, I just want I want the album, I should say. I love the excitement of it, just dropping it on Instagram, no announcement. I love that. But like, again, Kendrick loves these moments. We've been talking about this forever. But just to take the record as it is, like, it was cool.
Yeah.
It was cool. Do I want to say this now? Yeah, I'm gonna just say it now because I've been sitting on it. It's the only thing that, like, again, life happens. You and I are both like, hey man, take the time, take whatever time you need. You know what I'm saying? We're both never tripping if the other person is running late or if, we can't do a show that week or whatever. And everybody's like, yeah, it's fine, right? This thing I've been sitting on for a month, and I shouldn't even hype it up like this because it's not that big of a deal.
Now I'm ready. All right, what do you got?
So in this record, right?
Yeah.
He name drops Lecrae. He name drops D1. They immediately put out verses like a day later.
Sure.
Shout to Wit, Weatherman. They produced the record for Lecrae. And everybody's like, yeah, this is crazy. This is the best Lecrae verse I've ever heard. It's a decent verse by a decent rapper that's being graded on the curve because of the moment. It wasn't that good. I'm gonna just stand on it. It wasn't that good. And if I look like a hater, that's fine. I didn't even listen to D1's because y'all know I don't like D1. I think that his campaign against hip hop on the surface has like very noble intentions, but I think his target is misguided. And I've been on record talking about that. Like, it's deeper than just blaming rappers for stuff, right? You're not even attacking the problem systemically. But people aren't ready to attack the problem systemically because in many instances, they benefit from the system being toxic and broken. So you can't really speak to that. But that's just me. But yeah, that verse was not very good. And I think people were just excited. Christians in particular were very excited because Kendrick Lamar name dropped Lecrae, and they've been wanting to claim Kendrick Lamar since the end of Good Kid, Mad City with the prayer. And the themes of Christianity, which they later found out were more Hebrew Israelite throughout Damn. They've been waiting on that moment. And then for him to name drop their mascot like Lecrae, they're like, yes. But the verse was very, 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 very decent. It was decent.
I don't know. I mean, are we sure Kendrick's not a Christian hip hop rapper?
Listen, I'm not even, look, I'm not going to argue that. I'm not going to argue it down. I'm not going to say he's not. I'm not going to say he is. He definitely has like many of the traits and characteristics of one. He does. He does. But good for them. They took advantage of the moment and they leveraged it and benefit is what you're supposed to do, right? So yeah. Shout out to them. Good for them. But as the rapper, all right. That was my
You weren't
moment.
that excited.
I'm back. Nah, not really.
I thought we weren't allowed to talk about Lecrae. I thought that was banned or something. You know, we were going to get kicked off the.
Listen, I wish somebody would. I can't. I can't. I got these records I'm writing now. I wish somebody would say something to me. I'm ready. There's diss records and stuff going on in Christian hip hop. I've been dying. I've been asking for it for like years. Somebody please say something to me, but they won't. It's fine. It's okay. I'm back.
You're back.
Yeah, I'm back. Anything else regarding Kendrick? Was it just that?
I think so, right? What else is new with Kendrick?
I think so too. Nah, we talked Grammys, we talked Watch the Party Die, we talked the theme, we talked the production. Yeah, the Lecrae and D1 shout outs. Like, yeah, I think we're good.
You see he declined Coachella?
All right. Oh, he did?
Yeah.
That's interesting.
Rihanna
So who's
too.
gonna headline it?
They're trying to find somebody.
Where? Okay, so who? Okay, all right, let's do this because we haven't done this in a while.
Mm-hmm.
Who headlines Coachella 2024? Future?
He's not a headliner.
He's had a very successful year.
He could play Coachella, of course.
Like second row.
Yeah. Boy,
second row. Or he could headline like Friday.
You know what? What if they offered Drake?
No, he would definitely turn it down. He would definitely.
I don't think Cole's big enough. It's close.
I think Cole could do it. I absolutely think Cole could do it. He could do it.
Think so?
I don't think he would want to do it, but I think he could. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Big Sean, no. Travis, no.
Travis, that's interesting. They might not want that though.
Yeah, I don't think so. I don't think he's ready. Has he done what kind of perform? No. He did a whole tour. I was like, what performances has he done in America since Astroworld?
Yeah.
A whole tour. Lotto, no. Ice Spice, no. Yeah, Ice Spice headline Coachella is crazy. Nah. I don't know, man.
They could do on the non-hip hop side, Dua Lipa.
Okay.
I don't think Taylor would do it.
Gunna? Glorilla? Nah. She's bigger than that. Maybe 21?
He's not going to headline.
Okay.
I don't think so.
Yeah. I don't think that like I feel like his year was last year. He's kind of just been quiet in touring this year.
ASAP?
You know what I'm saying? Like international and Nah, not a headline. All his singles have been duds. He's really Mr.
I've liked
Rihanna.
it. What's crazy is I've liked his singles, but I'm like, what is happening? Where's the album?
Yeah, like at this point, I don't know if he's expecting to like one of these to drop like a bomb, but these haven't been bomb singles. They've been like cool, like announcing the announcement singles, but these aren't like. But I think he wants something to click, so then he can start the rollout. But it's not working. Your rollout is now like, parade your wife out, parade your girl out. They're not married. Parade your girl out, parade the babies out. And just put it out because it's going to be what it's going to be. Like, it's not going to be anything crazier than that.
Here's a question for you about him. Number one, two-part question.
Yeah.
Part one.
Yeah.
Does he have a Rihanna feature? And part two, how many singles would he have to put out that are duds before he pushes that button?
Ooh. Like now, if you want the bomb and you got the Rihanna feature, you kind of got to do it now because you've dropped 3 singles?
3.
Okay. Well, they clearly didn't do what you wanted them to do. So drop the record that you know was going to do what you wanted to do. And that's the Rihanna record, unless you got her crooning over a conductor beat or something.
You know what? That would be kind of hard.
You know what I'm saying? Like, it would be kind of hard, right? She could do it. She could absolutely do it. But then all that's going to do is, if she doesn't have an album coming behind the feature, that's just going to piss off her audience even more.
Maybe.
I mean, look at how they treated Lift Me Up.
That song was bad.
That song, it was also a bad song. It was a bad song.
That whole movie was just like they were in such a weird spot. It was like, hey, something tragic happened. But we got to keep the Marvel universe rolling. So what if? And it's like, whoa, what are we doing? All right.
Listen, I didn't watch 2. I just let my son spoil it for me. It's cool.
There you go.
It's cool. All right. So
You
we
wanna
didn't
talk about
find
your boy
anybody.
Al?
So if you're on the Patreon, hey, yeah, for sure. But I just want to very quickly just tell our Patreon audience or whoever's listening to this, who headlines Coachella in 2024, 2025? Let us know. Leave a comment. Talk to us in the chat, wherever that is. I would love to know. Yay? Yay is a no, right? Okay.
He just did.
All right.
Remember, he had
threw it
Sunday
out there.
service at Coachella 5 years ago,
He did?
and that was crazy. So
It was cool. Yeah, it was a little different. Yeah, not now. He's clearly just gonna go to like Abu Dhabi and you know, China and Japan and all those places and just clean up over there, which is fine. Get that international money. They don't care about all your other stuff the way America does. Anyway, yeah, let's talk Al. So he came out with another project called The Genuine Articulate. And dare I say, this is probably the most rapping I've heard from him on a project.
Yeah, he's really rapping.
He's really rapping. Super duper Rock Marciano inspired flow. Which I'm not crazy
100%.
about. But the
We don't talk a lot about rock on this show. Yeah.
We don't. But all this like drumless stuff, this is all rock. Like rock was doing this in 2011. But the pen was working for Al though. Like he was real slick wordplay. Like I didn't mind Al rapping throughout this project. I really didn't.
And he writes for himself, right? Stupid question.
I believe so, but you never know, right? You never know.
Okay.
You never know. But I saw a lot of people say that they didn't like the production on this album, and I disagree. I actually like some of these beats.
Oh, that's interesting. I was gonna say. So I like the record with Conway. It's very Conway.
That's actually one of the records I don't like.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, it's one of the records.
But you know what record I love?
You better play the right one. Yeah. This is a
Oh, this tempo. The tempo in those drums. I wanted to hear Nas on that so bad.
Oh, sure. Nas would have killed that. Yeah.
The problem, like, Havoc is washed, man. I don't know what. That was the worst Havoc guest appearance I have heard in a long time.
Hey, fun fact. I think I told you I didn't like the record he did on Vultures.
Oh. Well, it was all right.
But it's Havoc though.
It was all
right? Like
Well,
Havoc did Real Friends, right? Or at least he did the drums on it.
He did the drums.
Yeah, like, all right. But nah. I like Ferraris in the Rain. Minnesota Fats. That beat is crazy.
I don't know how I feel about Minnesota Fats. It's very Action Bronson-ish, you know?
This beat is
goofy.
Those goofy samples are either really corny or really fire. This is fire.
This is the most Action Bronson beat I've ever heard in my life.
That's hard. And then
sounds like a leftover from Rare Chandeliers.
It does. And I'm okay with that because I liked Rare Chandeliers.
Yeah.
But to me, the best song on this album is Details. And it's not just because I'm a Larry June fan. That sample is crazy.
It's a good sample.
But when you get home, get your mind and dust it off.
Oh, that's crazy.
The thing is, I prefer Alchemist over some of the guests on this project.
Yes.
Which is crazy.
Very crazy. He washes Larry June on Details.
He does.
I prefer
Larry June sounds like he just kind of like he was like, "Oh, am I rapping today? I thought I was just coming to smoke and hang out." Okay.
It's like I don't cool. Yeah, like what do you want me? It felt like it's one of them verses where like I have this rule when it comes to rapping over other people's beats. If they rapped on it really well, in most cases, I won't touch it. Like, what do you want me to add to that? Right.
Right.
That's what this felt like. Like Alchemist smokes his Details verse, and Larry's like, "Well, what do you want me to do with this? Like, just do something. Just give me 16." So he just gave him a prototype Larry June verse. Cars, oranges,
Larry June type verse.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, sure. But yeah, I agree. I don't know if I think I like Q on Ferraris in the Rain, I think, but
yeah, he's good.
Yeah, but I think honestly, like Al does not overstay his welcome. And I'm on record saying that there are some, like he's oversaturating himself. He's on a run, so that's cool. But this is actually a break in that for me.
It's also 22 minutes.
It's 20 minutes, bro. 20 minutes. Like, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do?
Yeah, in and out.
Nothing. Yeah. I like this project.
Yeah, it was good. I was surprised. I liked it more than I thought I would. Not that I don't like The Alchemist, but like I feel like he puts out so much stuff.
Yes, yes. It's just kind of like it's more of just like keeping up with the brand more than it is this like great music. And this is actually like a pretty dope project. Yeah,
yeah. No, I just that's you know what, that Scientology record. I was like, this tempo, these drums. I was like,
you're right. That is a Nas beat.
Nas Nas could just not, because Nas needs those faster tempos. Like those, honestly, any classic 90s rapper should get on that tempo and smoke it.
For sure. Nas, Jada, absolutely. Did you listen to the Future album?
I skimmed it,
Yeah.
I skimmed it. How about you?
I got to like the first 6 songs and like actually like liked it, like, oh, this is cool, and then just never finished. Never finished. Like Future is what it is, but I saw a clip from a podcast that was talking about is he one of the greatest 10 rappers of this generation. I'm like, we gotta turn these mics off.
I mean,
no. They were talking like lyricism. They weren't talking about, but they were like, but they were adding in other stuff. Like they were essentially saying that if a great rapper is solely based on bars, then like that's an old way of thinking. They started factoring in all this other stuff like aura and, success and like, all right, but you can't say like best rapper. You have to say like hottest. Yeah. But like best.
Listen, he sets the most trends and his interviews are hotter.
Cut it out.
Cut
it out. Speaking, it's very interesting that a lot of these rappers are not doing interviews at all.
They don't need to. They've got their friends' podcast or their own podcast or social media. Who needs the media? It doesn't matter. The media is going to suck up to them anyway.
They are. It's not going to be like a real interview. You're right. You're right. Yeah. On another note,
everybody's got to be friends.
Yeah. Yeah. They're not going to ask the hard questions. They're not. They're going to toss some softball questions.
I'm not even saying they got to give them like a gotcha question. It's just all going to be like, Yeah.
Yeah. By softball, I don't mean like nobody's going to ask interesting, like they're going to ask questions that like draw clickbait, that draw, like moments that they can clip up, but they're not wanting to have a full, like good conversation.
Yeah.
But then they want the watch time on YouTube. And so the conversation is an hour and a half. The interview is an hour and a half on YouTube, but It's not good.
Right.
So I don't know, man. Whatever.
Here's the thing with Future is like, the older I get, like listening to music, I think you got here long before I did, but like listening to music that is just about
nothing,
meaningless sex, basically. Like when you're 20, it hits different than when you're 40, and there's no other way to say it.
Because you want to have meaningless sex when you're 20. So you want a soundtrack to accompany that. But when you're 40, you're like, my knees hurt.
Future is 40 years old, man. He's 40.
He's our age. That's wild. But they're not calling him Unc.
He's got to start getting specific tests done when he goes to the doctor. That's how old Future is. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. I went and got my year. I got my year.
They're going to ask him. They're asking him about his cholesterol numbers. You know what I mean? That's where he's at. Not what he. But that's Future.
Absolutely.
I mean, the thing is like him and Drake, like their partnership, and then their drift away. Drake became more like Future, and it made him worse. He kept trying to be Future.
Yeah.
But he was never going to be Future.
Right.
You know what I mean?
He wanted to be Future, I feel like. I think he saw that
he wanted to be Future.
I think he saw that as cool. And what's funny is if you really listen to Future's music and if you talk to like Future fans, like Future wants to be Drake in a sense of he really doesn't want to pop pills and, be this toxic king. Like he wants to be in a committed relationship with one girl, which is what Drake's whole shtick was. So it's funny. They're kind of like the Spider-Man meme in a sense where like, I want to be you and you want to be me. But
they're potentially going at it in like they're.
It's crazy how that works.
Man.
Crazy how that works.
The thing with Future for me is just, so like from what I heard from the project, it was better than some of the stuff that he goes through these runs where it's just like, these songs all sound the same. Like this album's not bad at all. I just like, after a certain point, I'm like, are we still rapping about this?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
I know. That's how you know you're getting old, you know?
It is what it is.
The other episode we're recording tonight, like I'm listening to some of these songs and I was just like, again? Again?
We'll get there. But with that, I think that's where nostalgia comes in and you just like,
I know, but it's
true.
I know.
It's true.
I know.
It's true.
All right, man. You know what? Nostalgia is funny, right? Because it colors how we remember things, how we see things, how much slack we're willing to give people, what we care about. Your man. No one's man right now, except for his mom. Listen, when your mom is out there writing, she might as well have posted that in the notes app. You know what I'm saying? Sean Combs is in a world of trouble.
You're listening to Clock Radio Speakers with Armand and Doc. To hear the rest of this week's show, exclusive episodes, and more, subscribe today at patreon.com/CRS podcast or clockradiospeakers.com.